Welcome to the very first the very first Encore Club Podcast episode, the first ever episode we're recording.
Whatever.
Well, we're not recording. We're definitely not recording in order, but it is the first episode to go out, and it is. Well, let's talk about the podcast a little bit before we get into it, so people understand what they're signing up for when they're subscribing or following us and everything like that. Which, by the way, please do. It helps us a lot. You know, comment, interact with us, follow us on Instagram.
Just do stuff, you know.
Just do something, please, for the love of God.
Send money, you know, we'll take it.
I mean, yeah,
food,
just like some water, like
yeah, I'll take it.
But yeah, this is the Encore Club, and the idea behind this podcast is it's completely music based, entertainment based as well, I guess.
Yeah.
And the main kind of thing we do is we bring on guests to the podcast and we discuss their dream concert. However, once in a while we also just take to the podcast just us, and we talk about all things entertainment. So whether it's conspiracy theories,
dancing, singing,
nursery rhymes, anything, and none of those things. Like conspiracies, musical feuds, things that are happening in the entertainment industry, YouTube musicians, anything. We'll kind of deep dive into that between us, and we hope that you enjoy coming along for the ride. And today is one of those episodes, so we'll probably do it every like fifth episode or something. We'll just be me and him. By the way, I'm Will. Should probably have done that earlier. I'm Will.
Oh,
go on.
I'm Joshua Taylor.
Hello, Joshua Taylor.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm William Jones.
Do you know what?
What?
Two things.
Go on.
It is boiling in here.
It's really hot.
Why?
I don't know. I couldn't answer.
Secondly,
I'm sweating out.
I know, same. And, I mean, because it is the first episode, I've worn my new trousers.
They're very nice.
They are, but I'm sweating through them like
you are
whore in church.
You're saying this whilst wearing
a Yeti outfit. I just need the Chewbacca mask.
You're dressed as Bigfoot. This isn't the conspiracy episode, my friend.
Savage. I got the wrong episode.
But today is an episode about the most. What was I about to say? Fuck. The most bizarre feuds in music.
And there's been a few.
There's been a lot, but I've picked a few out because we can't take too long, you know, making your ears bleed. So I've picked out a few.
Starting strong.
Yeah, well, you know, here's what it is. Episode 1.
Wow.
So I picked out a few that I thought were quite relevant and good ones to go for, and yeah, we're gonna take it in turns to chat about them, and we'll kind of discuss them along the way, I guess. So
are you kicking off?
I believe it's me going first, so
it's all me with you. Will I am.
It is all fucking me. So we're going to start off with the feud between Kanye West and Taylor Swift.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, it's one that I think we're all well aware of, a particular incident that happened, but let's get into it. So in 2009 at the MTV VMAs, Taylor Swift wins the best female video for You Belong With Me. Nearly got that wrong.
You blong.
The Swifties are going to come after me for that.
They wear nappies and stuff.
Mate, it's episode 1 and you are asking for
They
it.
They do though.
Hang on, what?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean to queue up for the concerts and stuff?
So they don't have to miss any by going to the loo during the concert.
In which case, guys, fair play to you. Like, that's dedication to the game, and Taylor would be fucking epically happy that you're doing that.
I hope one day people wear nappies listening to the pod. Just because I'm into that.
Whoa!
Okay, rewind. Okay, I now realise how it sounds.
There's no rewind here, my friend. That's going straight in. Strong start there.
Yeah.
Episode 1 and Josh has outed himself as
I think
having
it's
a nappy
the heat.
fetish.
You know when people get a bit weird in the desert?
Yeah, yeah, delirious.
We're in Worthing,
I
but
see an Oasis over there.
yeah.
It's just a bottled drink. Like,
Fancy,
anyway,
man.
Taylor Swift wins Best Female Video for "You Belong with Me," and I think we all know what happens next.
Yeah. But
you-
in case people don't,
I'll
fill them in.
So Kanye jumps on stage and he says the infamous line, "Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time."
He was polite.
I mean,
He's gonna let her finish.
I just think like everyone in the world who was watching that was just like, "What the fuck is going
Yeah.
on? Like, what is this guy doing?" And so Taylor's obviously stood there gobsmacked. I think at some point the camera pans to Beyonce and she's like got her head in her hands like, "What?
Nah.
What the fuck is this guy doing?"
I think he had to. There's that weird stuff where you have to thank Beyonce, isn't there? Because she's Illuminati.
Oh, so we're
So
hitting
maybe
on
he's so deep into that. You never know.
episode 1 and we've gone nappy fetish and Beyonce's an Illuminati from you. Fair play. This is going to be
Adele broke her
back.
carrying the music industry. Do you remember she split her award up and gave it to like Beyonce?
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Did Kanye tell her to?
Maybe. The thing is, I watched this, right, and I'm all about, like, I love stuff like that, but I actually felt sorry for her. And
Taylor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually did.
It's got to be embarrassing for Beyonce to a degree, surely. Like, I'm sure she didn't want that kind of attention.
I bet she was like, that's right.
That's right.
Say my name, bitch.
Taylor stood there. Taylor stood there humiliated, and the crowd's booing, and Kanye is escorted out of the MTV VMAs.
Did he get escorted out?
According to my research.
We'll have to watch that one back.
Yeah. Allegedly. Everything in this podcast is alleged.
Yeah.
It's a podcast about dream gigs. Hold tight. However, this isn't alleged because it's on camera. Obama calls Kanye a jackass
Fair.
because he's got his finger on the pulse and he's a better singer.
Who, Obama?
Yeah. Well, he's got pipes.
Has he?
Yeah.
Okay. I
You've not seen him sing?
No.
He loves it, mate. When he was giving a little speech, like crack out the soulful harmony. Well, not the heart. He didn't harmonize himself. That'd be fucking mad. But yeah, he's got pipes.
He can harmonise himself.
Yeah,
He can do 2 vocal parts at once.
He is AI.
Sick president. Trump can't do that.
No, it's what those lizard people can do. You know,
Yeah.
if we're going down that route.
The Queen can spit fire twice at once.
She's dead, man. She's dead.
The King. I said the King.
I heard the Queen.
God save the King, man.
Okay, my bad. Right, let's crack on. Fucking hell. So the fallout is that Kanye apologizes. However, he later, in true Kanye style, takes it back and is
What, the apology?
yeah. He's like, you know what, I'm right. Fuck you. Like, I'm right. And I think Taylor's way of dealing with it is to kind of go and do what she does best, and she writes a song, Innocent, which is a song about forgiveness.
Is it about that?
According to my research,
For the sake of this podcast, yes, it was.
for today and today only, potentially, the song is about this incident. In 2016, the feud explodes again.
Is that how long ago? What
So
year did
it happened in 2009.
Christ.
Oh, mate, we're old.
We are old.
Oh.
In the lift on the way up, I noticed hairs in my ears in the mirror. We're that old.
That's where we're at now.
Oh, boy.
So in 2016, the feud explodes again, and Kanye releases his track Famous, which includes lyrics
Go on.
that go a little like this.
No, you have to do it in Kanye voice.
I admit it.
Come on.
Okay.
You've had a Baileys.
I've had a Baileys. Let me have another sip. One sec.
It's not actually Baileys.
It's fake Baileys. It's Baileys.
Baileys. But I feel like it's high end.
It's millionaire shortbread Baileys, so I feel like
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna revert back to my voice.
Yeah. Go back to what you do, because that was coming across
Borderline. Yeah.
send.
Okay. I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous.
Fair.
So Taylor is obviously shocked and offended by this.
Did she comment publicly on this?
So she said that she never approved of the lyrics and asked to hear the song before its release, which obviously Kanye did not do.
No.
She's actually quoted saying, "While I wanted to be supportive of Kanye on the phone call," I'll talk about the phone call in a sec, "you cannot approve a song you haven't heard." So, the phone call in question, Kim Kardashian leaks a phone call between Kanye and Taylor.
Right.
Right? And in this phone call, I feel like there's a little bit of editing to kind of make it a little bit more suggestive than it actually was. But it's essentially Kanye asking for permission and Taylor seemingly agreeing with it. But yeah, I think it's like, I agree to it if I can hear it. And they've maybe got rid of the if I can hear it part.
There's definitely more exciting leaked tapes involving Kim Kardashian.
Ray J's just pissed that it's not involving him. Like, this one.
So
She had to do one with a woman, though.
I feel like Taylor Swift, you know, she's in the pop scene, right? And she's got these young fans, so she's got to keep it cool with this stuff. But inside, she's going, "This motherfucker," not in Mickey Mouse's voice, just in
she's
her own
Mickey
voice.
Mouse.
You know,
Mate,
Kanye doesn't give a shit
I would be fuming.
if you were Taylor.
Yeah, man. Like, first of all, for him to get on stage and, like, bear in mind where Taylor is now compared to Kanye.
Well, where is she compared to Kanye?
Well, she's just done, like, a world record, like, breaking world tour and is consistently smashing it and is fucking epic and everyone loves her. And Kanye's a Nazi, so it's like,
There is that.
ooh, what's the way up here?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So Taylor basically goes on to clap back and release her song "Look What You Made Me Do," and in the video for that, there's a lot of kind of snake motif, which is said to be implying Kim and Kanye are snakes, allegedly.
According to the research.
According to the research, which I have done with my own fair hands, it is alleged that the snakes are to do with Kim and Kanye.
Mate, I'm so fat. I look like is it a Shar Pei? You know those dogs where you have to lift the rolls up and clean in
the gap between,
yeah,
betwixt.
yeah.
Mate, so for anyone who wonders, we can see what we look like. We have 3 cameras in front of us, as you will know.
And we look fat.
And we both look like melted marshmallows.
You sent me that video the other day, and that wasn't even that long ago. From when we did Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
in Dublin. We were thin.
We were both very thin then. I think my dad had just died, so that's probably accounting for that for me.
What excuse did I have?
Cocaine. No, you weren't. You weren't partaking at that point.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, man. We're just healthier people.
We'll get there.
We will. I'm on a Huel diet.
Well, I've
not
been
working.
smashing the Huels.
Yeah, have you got one?
Have I got one?
Have you got a bag of
I
Huel?
drank it. I haven't got a bag of
This
Huel.
isn't an ad read, by the way. Huel, if you want to sponsor us, I know this is episode 1
That's
and we've
Stephen
got no following.
Bartlett's podcast.
Yeah. What?
He sponsors the Huel, doesn't he?
I think most people do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I've been on the Huel.
I've been on the Huel. This isn't an ad for
It does
Huel.
fill me up.
For about an hour.
Yeah, but
It's 400 calories per... We're not doing an ad read for Huel.
Fuck
If you
Huel.
want Huel, go get Huel. Like, give it a go. You know what? It's 400 calories. It's a meal replacement.
20 grams
Huel,
of protein. Or the black
that is
one.
20 grams worth of advertisement right there, my friends. Hit us up, or at least give us some free fuel. Free fuel? Free
Huel.
Huel. Huel.
Huel.
Buy it now.
Julio Iglesias.
So look, this is the current status of where this is. We've got to fucking move on. We've got so much to do. They never reconciled, obviously, because who would with Kanye? And fans are technically still divided over who was really in the wrong. I mean, that's what the research says, but I think that's bollocks. Like,
I think we know.
Kind of feel like the guy that is
What's
like
Taylor done?
flat out saying that he's a Nazi is probably the guy that's in the wrong.
Yeah.
However, apparently Taylor becoming friends with Jay-Z has kind of softened it a bit, and they both have developed a bit of a mutual respect for each other. However, the question is, and this is our debate starter for today, was Taylor playing the victim or was Kanye out of line? Well, I think we've answered that, to be fair. I think Kanye was fucking bang out of order.
I think Kanye's at that stage where he doesn't give a fuck.
I think once you hit, $1 billion, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm good. Have you seen that Bianca Censori's left him and taken half, so she's got $1 billion.
Fair.
And I think
Who has?
Bianca is that her name, Censori?
His new missus?
His new missus has left after the whole Nazi stuff, divorced him, no prenup signed, so he's not taking his own advice there. And
is this the one that dressed in the see-through outfit?
Yeah, and he's
He's
quoted as saying something along the lines of, "Bitches will do anything for money, like anything along the lines of like being naked on the red carpet." So, mate, I would personally happily be Kanye's bitch and wear nothing on the red carpet for a year if it meant at the end of that year I would get $1 billion fucking dollars.
That's selling out.
Well,
would you naked red carpet it for real?
For $1 billion?
Yeah, same.
Like, it's a no-brainer, surely, right? Like,
Same.
You're set for life. Comment on all of our stuff. Let us know if you would
sell out,
walk the red carpet naked for a year for $1 billion.
When you say you'd be his bitch, what does that entail?
Oh, I feel like it's like some P Diddy stuff.
Like, so got on. Some baby oil,
Meek Mill, P Diddy stuff.
Oh,
I am treading on dangerous
it
territory.
Is what it is.
With this.
It's like it's everywhere,
I'm gonna pass this over to you before I get myself in trouble.
All right.
Let me get my drink out of the way.
I think to settle that, though, definitely Kanye was a prick. Agreed?
Fully agree.
Okay. Right, this is probably a more well-known one for older people, like our good selves.
This is like the quintessential fucking arguments that happen in Brit culture as well. So yeah, go away. Go for it.
Fuck off.
Yeah, all right.
This one's going back like 30 years.
Oh my god, don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't put a number on it.
It is what it is. We old.
Can't you just say like when we were young? Like, rather than putting a number on it.
All right, this one's from when we were young.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate you.
I've got you. So a classic, probably the classic, Oasis versus Blur, the Britpop war.
Boom.
So everyone should know about this. If you don't, get to know. Is that what they say?
Yeah. Get to stepping.
So, the mid-90s saw Britpop dominate the UK with Oasis and Blur leading the charge. Oasis, led by Liam and Noel Gallagher, embodied working-class, rebellious rock and roll. Blur were fronted by Damon Albarn and had a more middle-class, art school, alternative vibe. The British press hyped up their rivalry, painting it as working class versus posh, and even though both bands came from normal backgrounds.
So they had like a similar background, but the press painted them out to be, well, Oasis is working class and Blur is a more kind of middle class act.
Just tell me now, who would you go and see?
Blur.
Fuck.
Okay, so hear me out here, right? I've seen Oasis. They were shit then. I have nothing against Oasis, right? I understand that their music is iconic and I understand that they are an iconic band. I get all of that. There is better music. There just is, okay? And that's...
Well, from Blur?
Mate, Blur's got some bangers, you know?
I'm not saying they haven't got some bangers.
You tell me when Oasis comes out with a song like Song 2. Because I tell you what, you put on an Oasis song and no one gets to their feet as quickly as they do for Song 2 by Blur. That fucking opening bit.
I disagree.
Nah, don't fuck with me, man.
I disagree,
I'll
mate.
fight you right here.
Fucking art school posh wanker.
All right, you just because you want to wear a fucking long coat and do your hair like a dickhead, like.
I've just got this £8 haircut that we always get.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, I think for Song 2 there are 15 better Oasis songs.
Name one.
Acquiesce.
I don't even know what that
Live
is.
Forever.
Okay.
She's Electric. Okay, I don't actually like that much.
So look, here's my thing, right? I saw them at the Brit Awards, and they were boring.
With Claudia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Claudia's my cousin, by the way. Hi, Claude.
I think there was a specific time for Oasis, and even them coming back now is great. It's not going to be the same.
I think it's...
And it just won't. You know, Noel said, I'd only get back together if... Like, for the money, basically. He like publicly said that. And they are earning...
Well, it's abundantly clear.
Many a milli.
And look, that's not... I'm going to be real with you here, and this is probably going to rattle some more cages, now that I've said that I'm not a big fan of Oasis. I prefer their individual separate acts that they went away to do than the Oasis stuff. And this isn't...
Even Liam on his own, with minimal talent. BDI, really?
Yeah, no, it's more Noel, to be fair.
Yeah, Noel, fantastic. Great songwriter. But, like, not musicianship-wise, you know, anyone could learn to play what Noel plays, but he makes a catchy...
He's a good songwriter.
Yeah.
And look...
He was the brains, right?
I feel like I'm skipping over part of my childhood here. There is points where I definitely had, like... couple of Oasis albums and I was really into it and everything, which is all fine and all, but like, and I wasn't that into Blur when I was younger, but my music taste has developed to the point where I appreciate Blur's songwriting more than I do Oasis's at this point. And I think that's where I stand on it more than anything. I'm not necessarily like hating on Blur on Oasis, but like my personal taste has changed to the point where it resonates more with me than Oasis does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
I'll shut the fuck up.
Stop telling me about your past. Okay, the battle begins August 14th, 1995. I had just turned 5 years old. When we were young.
6.
You were 6?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. You're even older.
I know.
Okay, so the infamous chart war. Oasis were about to release Roll With It as a single. Blur deliberately... Did they? Deliberately moved up the release of Country House to...
Allegedly.
According to this podcast and this podcast only. But maybe true. You know? The press get it like ramped up.
I want to say that I have found all this information from fairly reputable places online, so don't come at us if it's not 100% accurate.
Come at ChatGPT. Come at Grok.
Take
it up with Grok.
Yeah. Grok.
So I think there is truth in that, and I think we see bits of that now. Blur deliberately moved up the release of Country House. Maybe they didn't personally, but the label might have like sparked this.
I think there's going to be a level of labels looking at how the press are feeding into this idea of these two bands warring and doing what they can to capitalize on that. So it would make sense for them to do it. It'd kind of be stupid for them not to do that, if anything.
Yeah, but I think it was manufactured.
Yeah.
A bit like, and I don't want to spoil it in case this is on the list. I don't know if it's one of yours or potentially mine.
Go on.
The whole Eminem MGK thing.
It is on the list, so we'll come to that in a bit.
All right, I'll leave that for now. So Blur moved up the release of Country House, which is an anthem, to be fair.
She lives in a house. Oh, it's late. I should probably not do that.
But Roll With It, what would you rather listen to? I'd rather listen to Roll With It. It makes like Oasis have this thing. They make me want to get beaten up, beat someone up.
Yeah.
You know.
They're both very different. That's the thing. Although they're both Britpop, they're very different. And I do get this idea that Blur do produce a more kind of almost middle class sound to themselves, rather than it's almost softer around the edges. Whereas Oasis is like gritty, so it feels like it's from the streets of Manchester. Whereas Blur's like literally talking about a country house.
Yeah.
So understandable.
Yeah. All right. So British media went nuts, calling it the Battle of Britpop. Fair enough. Both bands trashed each other in interviews. Noel Gallagher from Oasis said, "I hope Damon Albarn and Alex James catch AIDS and die."
Wow.
He later apologised. But saying that, do you know, at Brighton, when they played at the Brighton Centre, like in the 90s, late 90s, people were singing along to the tunes, and Liam said, "I'm the fucking singer," and then, let me do the singing. Like, people were singing the song back to him. So people booed him, and then he said, "I hope you will die of hypothermia on the way home."
I mean,
is that part of the image?
I don't think it's part of the image as much as it is part of the ego and part of just them. Like, it's their upbringing, their everything, their so fucking how they were raised through society and dropped into the music industry and hit it so big. Like, they're both, it's ridiculous. Like, they've both got huge fucking egos. It would be ridiculous to kind of skip over the fact that they're both just egos.
What was nice was when Oasis had split, Noel was smashing it with High Flying Birds, still like playing huge venues, and BDI with Liam were playing these shit like small venues like clubs, and Liam's ego kind of diminished and it was gone, and he was up for Oasis coming back. He needed a lot more than Noel did.
He became less called of a for it a lot earlier.
Oh, 100%. Begging for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, in response to Catch AIDS and Die, Damon Albarn, which I kind of get, says Oasis are just Beatles karaoke.
Okay, so I've heard this quite a lot.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on that phrase?
I think
that
they fucking love the Beatles. Like, Noel loves the Beatles, grew up on the Beatles. Fair play. I love the Beatles. But I think a lot of the chord structures in the Oasis songs are a lot of Beatles songs, and
they are, but also, and this is where I'm going to be critical of both sides. Blur are definitely like fans of the Beatles.
Fair play.
Like they've definitely had some influence there. So it's like little bit hypocritical to be like, I mean,
I'd say Blur were a little bit less four chord and a bit more in depth with their music. Like, it was all about the image with Oasis, and everyone that when you learn to play guitar as an English person, you learn Oasis songs first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd have an Oasis songbook back in the day. You wouldn't.
No.
But do you know what I mean?
I had those ones.
Blur's a little bit more...
I don't know what I'm telling you. Doesn't matter.
A bit more deep divey into musicianship, I'd say.
It's a bit more technical.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more muso.
But you don't get the same feeling from it, in my
No, you don't. And I agree with that. You don't. I think, if Blur made an album where every song was like song 2, there'd be a firm contender, I reckon, for you. I reckon it would be a much fairer fight. If you separate them out, however, for me, personally, I prefer the way that Blur went about their songwriting.
Fair.
And that's that. That's just my opinion. Don't fucking come at me. Like, it is what it is.
People will come at you.
They will. And you know what? Bring it. It's episode 1 and I'm up for a fight. Let's fucking have it.
Ooh. Fighting talk. You've had one too many Baileys, my friend.
Mate. Let's have some more.
Okay, so who won the chart battle? Blur's Country House hit number 1, outselling Oasis's Roll With It by 58,000 copies to 216,000.
There you go.
That's...
She lives in a house.
That's down to PR. Because Country House is fucking shit compared to Roll With It.
I mean, now?
No, always. All the time.
Not according to them, mate. Not according to the people that literally walked
Not
to a
according
fucking
to the
store. Because
numbers.
don't forget back then, there wasn't downloads happening. These people were walking to a fucking shop and buying a physical fucking copy. That's how much it mattered to them.
Better days.
Definitely better days.
Better days. But Oasis won the long game. Their album, What's the Story? Morning Glory, became one of the best-selling albums of all time. And what an album it is. While Blur's album, The Great Escape, aged poorly.
I can't argue that. Like it cemented Oasis to be where they are today. Like, fair enough. Like, I can't, as much as I want it to be that, you know, Blur did at least as good commercially. Like, they just didn't. And
No.
They did die off a bit, and it's a shame because Damon is a fucking ridiculously good. I mean, he went on to do Gorillaz. Like, we all fucking love Gorillaz.
Who's had more success out of Gorillaz and Blur, would you say? Not in terms of money, because a lot more people were paying for Blur albums than there were Gorillaz. But in terms of success,
I would say it's equal.
So Gorillaz as much as Blur.
Yeah, but just in the different time frame. So I think like Blur was like Damon Albarn's first half of his musical career, and Gorillaz was the second half. And Gorillaz, like you look at them now, right? They're both stadium bands. You know, you if you hear that they're doing a gig, they're doing it at a stadium.
Yeah.
So they're at that level.
Who would you rather
Gorillaz.
see more than Blur?
100%, yeah. It's a no-brainer. Like,
Yeah, fuck Blur, man.
yeah,
Do
fuck
you
it.
know what?
Fuck Blur, man.
I saw this thing and it was like, you know, doom ba ba boom ba
Yeah.
and happy. Have you seen that thing that's like been posted around loads?
About how the beat was made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a preset.
Yeah. But like that's the genius of him. Like that's just him doing his.
That's
own
what I'd
fucking
say.
thing. I'm just a fucking genius.
It's like the microwave pinging and going viral and being everyone going, "Oh, I love that noise," and me going, "It's the genius in me."
Do you think the guy that made the Crazy Frog thought it's the genius in me?
I bought that ringtone.
We talk about the Crazy Frog far too much on this podcast.
How do you know? We've only done one episode.
I don't.
Ring ding ding.
There you go.
What
Every
were
episode.
we into? Why did that
it's
catch
not
on?
that we were into it. It was just fucking there, mate.
Well, I was into it.
Really? Did you buy the single? Did you get it to number
Well, I
one for
bought
like
the ringtone.
52 fucking weeks or whatever it was?
I bought the ringtone and went into like the overdraft of my credit at the time. So when I topped up, it was like, just nope, taking that
Just to get the ringtone?
just to get the fucking ringtone.
Do you remember on Nokia's you could type in your own ringtones?
I was sick at that. I was composer. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
I can make all kind of beats on that.
Why don't they have something similar to that now? Like GarageBand for your phone where you can... I mean, I get
Because
they
we
very much
peaked
do.
in those years.
Yeah. I guess they do, to be fair. You get GarageBand on your phone and you can make your own ringtone if you really want to.
But
it's just not the same.
do you remember you could like extend the note of a key? You could like elongate it.
Yeah, if you hold it down
Yeah.
or double click it and it goes like an octave higher or some shit.
I could do da 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 me 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 me. What was that?
Mission Impossible.
Not Goldeneye. No.
No.
Mission Impossible. Yeah.
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 Mate, Limp Bizkit's version of that.
I'll have to check it out.
Shut up. No.
Yes,
No. Hang on.
yes.
Stop the podcast. What the fuck?
Limp Bizkit's version of Goldeneye.
No, not GoldenEye.
Sorry,
Mission Impossible.
I've got to say Mission McKay.
After this, No.
Can we? Oh no, we can't.
Right now. Yeah, fuck it. We can. We won't post it. He is listening to this right now, and then you're getting a live reaction from him because this is fucking nuts.
Get it on. What, Limp Bizkit's version of?
I'm so disappointed in you right now.
I'm sorry. Are we actually doing this?
It's so good.
I feel like I can live without it. You know? Oh, God. Will's gone into his concentration, heavy breathing mode. He'll be back in a minute. Are you okay? I have heard it. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let me just...
Fair play, though. Yeah, unreal. I'm sorry.
I don't think actually that you guys could hear that, so we'll probably keep that whole bit in.
No.
Anyway, can you finish this? Because we are...
Who cares?
Okay,
Are you
fair.
ready? So,
It's only me editing it, so...
the aftermath. Oasis eventually imploded due to Liam and Noel's legendary fights. Blur changed their sound and evolved. The feud settled over the years, but the Gallagher brothers still take shots at Damon. Now, Willie.
Yeah.
Willie JJ.
Yo.
Did Blur actually win, or was Oasis always going to dominate in the end?
They won at the time, obviously, because they won in terms of sales.
For
But
that single?
just for that single, like they only won at that instance. I think overall, very much so, Oasis won.
100%.
Like you can't debate that really.
No.
It's just fucking fact. Like,
It's just fact. There's no doubt about it.
So,
Like, the recent the upcoming tour this year, Oasis are touring all over the place.
yeah.
You would not get that hype for Blur.
Well, no, because they did it. They came back. Like
Not like
a fair
that.
few.
Not like
Yeah, no, that's
Oasis.
what I mean. It wasn't that big. I mean, they
Empty seats.
no, they sold out their stadiums, but it just wasn't as big. It wasn't like sell out in seconds at £350 a ticket. By the way, extortion. But we're going to talk about that in a little second because
I
the
don't agree
next
with that.
feud we are talking about is in fact the feud between Liam and Noel themselves.
Okay.
Sibling rivalry.
Ooh.
So, where it all started. So obviously Oasis formed in 1991 when we were just wee nippers, whippersnappers. Led by obviously Liam and Noel. We all know this. Blah 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 blah. But from the start, they fought constantly.
Anything to add?
No, that's it. That's the end. But they still made legendary music. But there was a few notable blow-ups. And the first one was in 1994, and it is known as the cricket bat incident. Do you know about this?
I do.
So, on tour, Liam decides it's a good idea to bring back some random drunk people to their hotel room, to Noel's and Liam's hotel room. And this doesn't go down too well with Noel. And he has a bit of a paddy and ends up hitting Liam over the head with a cricket bat.
Done him for 6.
I want to say, right? Firstly, don't think there'll ever be a point where I hit anyone in my family over the head with a cricket bat, no matter what they do.
You haven't toured in a band with them. I can see you smacking Alex's noggin right in.
If we went on tour together, right, and it's only 3 years in, because that's what it is, 3 years in,
Right.
and our egos have blown up so much that we're both fucking wankers. Yeah, I could probably knock you out with a cricket bat. Fuck it.
Me?
Yeah.
Fair.
In 1995, Oasis are set to do MTV Unplugged, which, as we all know, is acoustic sets on TV for MTV back in the day. So Liam, however, decides to drop out at the last minute, claiming he has a sore throat. However, he decides to heckle Noel from the balcony, drinking heavily, and just like flipping the bird to him. Like,
Watching Noel sing it all?
whilst he's trying to perform. So Liam's just clearly like he's completely fine. He's just being a twat, and that is ego all over the plot, all over the shop. And in 2000, in Paris, before a festival set, it is what brings the band to an end.
What happened, Will?
So thank you, Josh. Before the festival set, they got into a fight in the dressing room, which accumulated. Accumulated? Is that the right word? Culminated. Colby
Callan.
Jones. It ended with Liam smashing Noel's guitar, basically, and Noel quits Oasis.
Fair.
And then since then, online, Liam, who is the king, personally, I think, of just giving Noel shit.
Yeah.
Decides to just kind of berate Noel with berate. I'm just saying fucking random words that I don't think are even real at the moment.
Sounded good.
It's just because it's so hot in here.
It is. It's the weather.
It's the sauna and the lights and yeah.
The Yeti outfit.
I don't even have the Yeti out. I've got no excuse. Anyway, Liam just takes to Twitter and gives shit to Noel, calling him a potato, a shitbag, tofu boy, and a working class traitor for years. Along with referring to Noel's band as the High Flying Turds.
Fair.
Noel calls Liam a man with a fork in a world of soup, which I actually think is probably quite a witty. Like, you've got two very contrasting ways of slagging someone off. You've got someone just potato, shitbag, and you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. However, Liam actually decides to make a Twitter video of him eating a bowl of soup with a fork whilst thanking his fans for his sold-out tour. So,
his solo tour?
Yeah. So fair play.
But he's doing a solo tour, and as far as I know, he had to beg Noel to allow him to play the songs. And when I saw, I think it was BDI in Spain. He said, we're going to do some songs from the past, and it was only the ones that he'd written in Oasis, so like the worst Oasis songs. And he wasn't.
What songs did he write? Just out of curiosity.
I can't remember.
Like
the shitter ones. The ones.
Did he ever write any of he didn't write Wonderwall? He didn't write Don't Look Back in Anger. He didn't write
maybe Wonderwall because that's shit.
Champagne Supernova. It didn't.
Nah, none of that.
No. So
I think Rock and Roll Star was on there. But listen, I can see why the feud comes in, right? You're in this band. Noel's earning a hell of a lot more money than anyone else in the band. It wasn't split evenly.
Okay.
And when money comes in, it's danger zone, don't you think?
I mean, it's something that we've always talked about when we were starting bands, and I've always said to you that the only way you can be in a successful band that has longevity is by keeping everything equal splits.
Yeah.
U2, Coldplay, all these bands that have gone on forever is because they split all their money completely equally. Even though Chris Martin writes all of the songs, he can value the fact that he doesn't write the bass part, he doesn't write the drum part, and he doesn't write the guitar part. They are individually put in by the other members, so it doesn't matter if he writes the chords on the piano and the words.
Are the words not 50% on their own?
They're meant to be, but like at the same time, you're not the band. Like, the band is the band.
No, but you can see why the friction comes in.
And then you look at like bands like Catfish, who split up, and I'm not that interested in Catfish anymore based on the fact that it's not Catfish anymore, because Van McCann isn't Catfish. The whole band is Catfish.
Yeah, agree. And I love the other members.
Yeah.
And they left, I think Van was a bit of a motherfucker.
Van, if you are planning on coming on this podcast at any point,
we love you.
We love you, and you're welcome.
Your band.
You're welcome to come on and join us. And Catfish is definitely the world's best band, and you're definitely
deserve all the money.
Yeah.
So
well in, lad.
But you've got someone earning a lot more money. You've got Liam, and it must have been hard for Noel, right? Noel used to play the guitar as a kid and singing Beatles songs, and Liam would call him, fucking perf and all of this stuff, and slag him off for being a music.
Is that in the research?
Yeah, it actually is. I think. Not in our research, but that's actually credible source. I think this is in the
just straight
film.
from Liam's mouth. Like.
Yeah. And Liam, he was the front man. All the girls loved him, and Noel was doing all the heavy lifting in terms of writing the music and stuff. And it got to a stage, and Noel said, "I like being the front man. I like it being all about me. Why do I need to go back in Oasis and stand in the back?" You know what I mean? And I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah, I feel that. There is one tweet from Liam, and it mentions the insult tofu boy, which I quite like. So I just thought I'd read out this tweet. Oi, tofu boy. If you're going to release old demos, make sure I'm singing on it and Bonehead's playing guitar.
Fair.
Otherwise, it's not worth a wank. As you were, LG. Kiss.
So is Noel tofu boy?
Noel's Tofu Boy.
Alright.
He's slagging him off. He calls him Potato and Tofu Boy.
Fair.
So look, let's crack on. Where they stand now? Well, we all fucking know where they stand now. They're back together.
It's
and
not the same.
it's-
I think it's about the money. And that will never sit.
Have
that
they
well
done
with
any
me.
like interviews together or anything recent? Like since they?
But they're not going to argue.
All right, let's do this, right? When are they breaking up? What part of the tour are they breaking up? How far into it?
I think they'll complete the tour. I don't think they'll do another album or anything.
Do you think after this tour that's it? They're like, yeah, okay, we've made our money here. Like that's fine, cut and run.
I think so.
I can't see more music coming out from them.
No.
I don't think they've got the passion there for it.
The thing is, if you listen to High Flying Birds albums, it's just like finer tuned, slightly deeper Oasis songs.
But that's what I was saying
Does
about.
Noel need Liam?
Noel doesn't need Liam. Noel needs Noel.
But then saying that, you know, Liam has sold out arena tours. He's fucking smashed it.
I think the
And
thing
he's
is
not a musician.
no.
He's a front man, and it worked
I
perfectly
don't know.
at the time.
Wait, hang on. Before we slag him off for not
I'm
being
not
a
slagging him
musician,
off. The tambourine ain't a fucking...
I was about to say the tambourine is definitely an instrument,
No. Well, it is.
and
It was probably out of
is
time.
it a duffel coat or a Parker jacket? What does he wear?
Yeah, like a long Parker. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
Wearing one of
not
those
slagging off
whilst
because they're like one of my
performing.
favourite bands, and that's like my childhood in a nutshell. You know? So
Fair.
I'm certainly not slagging it off, but I just think it's generating a huge amount of money. I think it's a slap in the face, the amount they charge for the tickets.
I just think it's gonna.
I was like 6 hours in the queue just to find out it was going to be $3.50. You know what I mean?
I feel that. Should we move on?
Get me away from it, mate. It's unsettling.
I feel like I'm gonna skip past this one, just time wise. We're already at an hour.
What have you got against Elton John?
It's not about that. It's just we've got some more interesting ones. Like we've got.
All right, yeah, crack on to that. Tell me about that.
Well, do you want me to do that, or do you want to do this one and I'll end on that?
No, I want you to tell me about
Well,
it.
I've just done one, so why don't you do?
I love the sound of your voice. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know
Okay.
too much about this one.
Well, it's got a fair bit of info in there.
though. Oh, I don't know if we can say the things that I do know.
I have put in something. You're going to talk about.
That is like in the...
It addresses it.
All right, well, let's go through it. Right, this feud is between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So, the background. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have long been two of the biggest names in hip-hop. But they have very different approaches to the genre. Drake is known for his melodic rap, mainstream appeal, and ability to blend emotional vulnerability with catchy hooks. Kendrick, on the other hand, is praised for his lyrical depth, intricate storytelling, and social commentary. Despite their shared success, their rivalry started to heat up in 2013, around the time both artists were at their peak. What do you know about this feud?
Well, from the fact that I put the research together quite a fair bit.
2013, the start of the tension. Kendrick Lamar's Control verse, where he declares, "I'm usually homeboys with the same..." Is that what I think it is?
That's exactly what you think it is.
Okay. With the same... I'm rhyming with...
I'll tell you what. Say it again.
Okay.
Go on.
I'm usually homeboys with the same... I'm rhyming with. But this is hip-hop, and them should know what time it is.
You know what that word is.
Okay, I need to absorb this. Kendrick goes on to name drop Drake along with other prominent artists like J. Cole and Big Sean. This verse is seen as a direct challenge to the entire industry, but many fans interpret it as a challenge to Drake because of their different approaches to the genre. Is this a socially made up one, or is there beef? I think there's beef.
There's beef, but I think the way that they've both gone about it is actually quite professional to a degree. So it's more.
Even Lamar.
Well, Kendrick has some lines where he just goes gung ho for Drake, but Drake's response is like, and I think this is down to potential media training and stuff like that, but like he kind of just skirts over it and does more kind of subtle things about it. So like, and you got to think they're both very different. Like they're both from the kind of rap hip hop world, but Drake's more pop, like 100%. You can't argue with that.
100%.
And Kendrick is more like
straight,
yeah, just coming at you like with some proper rap, and it's much more, for me, thought provoking. Like his stuff, and I've very recently just started getting into a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, no, you got me into him. To be fair, what I will say is, I think Kendrick Lamar is unique, and he's like his own artist. I think there could be any other Drakes.
Yeah, agreed.
Have you seen that freestyle thing where Drake's on that? I think it's like a American version of like Fire in the Booth sort of thing, and he's on there, and he can't like. There's no freestyle, and he's like, "Oh no, this is a shit song."
I think the thing is for me for
Awful.
that, right, is that doesn't make him a bad musician. That just makes him not a great rapper. But his music is still like.
Is he labelled as a hip hop rapper? Because I label Drake as a pop star.
I do too, and I don't really. The thing is that I don't like enough of Drake's music to make that cool. So I don't want to offend anyone by being like, yeah, he's actually just flat out pop. But you tell us, like, educate us. What is Drake? Like, what is he? Like,
Papi.
Champagne Papi.
I think, I get it with the image and like but I don't.
And he's got some bangers. Like, don't get me wrong.
He has got some bangers. Do you reckon he writes his own music?
Yeah.
Is Drake? Listen.
Yeah.
I've been cooking a roast in the kitchen.
He was cooking the roast, yeah. That was him.
Nonce.
100%. No. You're going to make my life so difficult on this.
It's what it is, man.
Crack on.
Okay. So the beef heats up in 2015. Are you ready for the heating up of the beef?
Heat that beef.
Roast beef.
Oh.
Drake's back-to-back is seen as a jab at Kendrick, as he aims to remind fans of his dominance in the rap game. Meanwhile, Kendrick gets increasingly frustrated with Drake's commercial success, and he calls out rappers who focus more on chart-topping hits than on substance. I think that says it all.
Just quickly, did you see, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone that's watching this, didn't J. Cole just completely fold to, like, Kendrick massively?
What do you mean fold?
Like, I'm pretty sure Kendrick dissed J. Cole in the same track. Like, he talks about a fair few rappers. And I'm pretty sure J. Cole just, like, folded. It was just, like just essentially was like, yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
it turns out he was actually Joe Cole. He used to play for Chelsea.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. I love that you were just like, I don't know.
Do you know what? I couldn't tell you a J. Cole song.
I could. Power Trip, and it's fucking epic, mate.
Could you name
Got
me
me
two
up
more?
all night. No. You know, I couldn't.
So I think that's where we stand on J. Cole.
I like J. Cole, though.
J. Cole, if you ever hear this, we fucking love you. We love your music.
Come on the podcast, man.
Come
Let's
on.
talk about your dream gig. Let's hope it's like Kendrick and Drake or some shit.
Playing flutes and shit. Anyway, we digress. The real trigger, Will. It came in 2016. Kendrick releases The Heart Part 4 and includes the line, "Y'all know who's the real king of this shit. You're fake."
Which is aimed at Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is widely interpreted as a direct jab at Drake. The tension between the two artists continues to build. Who would win in a fight?
A fist fight?
Yeah. I think Drake would win in a thumb war.
Explain.
I just think he's snaky. Like, can't really get to him. But
He'd be one of those guys who'd like hold your hand at a weird angle and press it down.
Or do curly thumb.
I've got the curly thumb too.
And it just like lean back.
Has anyone got a really like? Look how fucked my thumb is.
It's weird that we both have curly thumbs. Our siblings are called Alex and Harry.
They are, but your Alex is a girl and my Alex is a boy.
Yeah,
But they knew each other before we knew each other, which is even weirder.
that's double weird. Now, I'm going to just go on to the white line here.
Go for it.
This is, well, not a white line. You know what I mean?
You're gonna take that white line
And sniff it.
all up your nose.
Line from Kendrick songs. Say Drake, I hear you like 'em young.
Oh.
That's a line from Not Like Us, and it's a direct accusation of Drake's alleged preference for younger women.
They not like us. They
Legs?
not like us.
Legs to it, or just... Is that like... It's kind of the worst thing you can say about someone?
Well, I mean, I think, look, I mean, so many celebrities like having a young... I mean, look at Leonardo DiCaprio. I can say this because you're never coming on the podcast, Leo. You are...
Well, because you don't want him?
Well, no, not that, but like, and I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but also like, it's kind of weird. Like, start dating someone a little bit older than 24. You're like 50 odd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there is a line. Surely, there's a line. Like, people, everyone that I speak to about it are disgusted by it.
The thing is, if you have to say, but it's legal, then, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
She was of age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're not. You're fucking old.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to throw shade at people for their sexual preferences. If it's legal, it's legal. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It's not a
moody,
it's
isn't
not surely it's not a healthy relationship. Like, why are we talking about Leo? Fuck it, carry on.
I fucking love Leo.
I love Leo
Good
as well.
actor,
Leo,
man.
if you do want to come on, mate, please. You know, episode 1, man. We're just gonna beg everyone to come on. We'll do what we
love
want.
you.
Who else can we beg quickly? Drake, we've been slagging you off here, mate. But if you want to come on, mate, you come the fuck on. We love you, man. We fucking that song. Listen.
That's a tune. In the kitchen. Is it even kitchen? I don't think it is. It's probably not.
I've been baking pie in the kitchen. Yeah, it's no, it's not.
Feeling the banana man. It's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Christ. I love that tune, Drake.
Drake,
That's
come on
a
the
banger.
podcast. Who else? Just one more person. Elton, I know we've missed you off of this one, mate.
Yeah, we cut you right out.
We know you
Do
cut
you know
you.
what?
And
Out of all
Madonna.
of these people, though, I fucking love Elton.
Elton would be fucking class for the podcast.
R.I.P. Elton.
He's not dead. Mate, so look, we have recorded a few of these episodes before this particular episode, and somehow we do seem to give an RIP shout out to someone who's died.
It's dream gigs, and people bring back people from the dead.
That's potentially why. However, guys,
That's
just
definitely why.
disclaimer, Elton John has not died. Elton, if you are watching again, please come on a fucking podcast. We
love
fucking
you,
love you,
Elton.
man. And actually, we just think you'll be a laugh.
I'll tell you what, I've seen Elton John twice, so I'm a proper fan.
Yeah, you're not even a plastic fan.
And Tiny Dancer is probably in my top.
Tiny Dancer's
15
a
songs.
fucking good. You know what else is a good song? Ghetto Gospel with Tupac. Hit 'em with a little ghetto gospel.
It's not classic Elton, but I had the ringtone. I bought the ringtone as well.
You're fucking nuts.
Polytonic. No, polyphonic.
Polytonic.
Was that the
Is
one
that
had
like
bit
you
of
have that with gin,
instruments
yeah?
in it? Yeah. Yeah. Right. So the aftermath of Drake and Kendrick. Despite the shots fired, both artists seem to keep a level of professional respect in public. Kendrick has called Drake one of the best, and Drake has said Kendrick is a great lyricist. Why?
I just can't believe I've never
Who
done
is
that
it?
before. What do you mean, who is it? Right, hang on. Who is it?
It's Bruno Mars and Hitler. Who was it?
Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Fair.
But like Michael Jackson when he was still Michael
Can
Jackson.
I just say something? A fact.
Is it fact?
It's
or are you
fact.
just saying
No,
it?
swear down. But R.I.P. Michael Jackson,
Okay,
by
yeah.
the way.
All right, I take back the touching you thing.
The thing is that we're thrown out of court.
It was legal.
Macaulay Culkin would have, he would have.
Have you heard they're releasing a Leaving Neverland 2? You know that documentary they did?
Yeah.
Apparently they're doing a number 2.
Why?
Just to really try and hammer it home that he was a pedo.
No smoke without fire, but a little bit too much smoke, I think.
I just don't know. Like, this feeds into maybe something that we'll talk about later on down the line in the kind of entertainment conspiracy world. But there was talk of this all being like cover-up shit and stuff.
Yeah, I did see that. Do you know what?
I'm looking forward to our future episodes where we get to discuss those, because I think they're going to be really interesting. I mean, look, this is a great starting point for us, and it's a good chance for us to kind of sink our teeth into something.
I've also heard R. Kelly is a cover-up, and that I'm not so sure.
What about Diddy?
Nah, did he?
Did he? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He fucking did.
Yeah.
All that baby oil, he slipped and slided.
That's coming out soon, isn't it? Is he going to court?
What, the movie?
No, well, I'd watch it. Is the court case like happening?
I think it's like, yeah, he's being held, isn't he? Is he? Did he?
Yes, he did. Did he? If you're watching,
watching this, man, we love you, man.
Big fan.
Yeah, that mate. More money, more problems. Huge soon, man.
So with the Diddy thing, I think he was blackmailing everyone. You know, he'd get them on video.
He
and
was
then he was
Epsteining
clean.
He was Epsteining them. Like, that's that. Like, it is what it is.
Release the tapes. Release the flight logs.
Do you think, like, if they release the flight logs, like, a good 50% of the people that we desperately want to come on the podcast in the future have just gone?
Like who?
This is getting far too deep for this episode. Let's do this another time. Crack on. I'm not going into...
Okay.
What a fucking set-up question as well. Like who? Like, how to make sure that I'm never getting these people on the podcast
listen,
ever.
I'm
I'm going to
just
tell
gonna
them that
say-
I reckon that they're on Epstein's fucking flight list.
No one that we've got coming on is going to be on the list.
No, but in the future, if we blow up big enough, as I fully fucking expect us to, because you lot are all going to like and subscribe and follow us and do everything you can
Send
to
money
make...
and food.
Yeah, send money, food and water, and follow us on Patreon when that finally launches in 6 months, and make sure that we're not doing this in this room anymore and we go to something a little bit bigger and I've got to stop hitting my mic.
Stop that.
Then, you know, I don't want to get us into a position where I'm accusing people of stuff that they haven't done because it's
Like
good
who?
content. Like who?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, okay, fucking... I was going to say someone who definitely hadn't done anything then.
Who?
I'm not going to say it. Fuck you. What's his name?
Drink. What about Tom Hanks?
Gary Glitter.
Nah, he was small fry. He was just like,
All right, Ian Watkins.
nah. Ian Watkins was a whole other level.
Ian Watkins is not coming on the podcast. However, H from Steps, we love you. And
Yeah. The other Ian Watkins.
the cool Ian Watkins.
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime, my friend.
I'd have him on.
H from Steps would be class.
Yeah.
Anyone from Steps, mate. The whole of Steps would be class.
They
They know their shit. I'd love to know about their dream concert. Why are we talking? Crack on.
I've cracked on
Is it my turn?
to say goodbye.
No, I've got one more, and then we're saying goodbye.
Okay.
You've got a little bit longer with us, guys.
If
and
you
then...
can find that, then
Yeah,
I'll
easily.
continue
Look,
to
ready?
talk with you.
Here we go. Boom.
You're going up and down.
Tonight, Matthew, I want to be Eminem.
Go on then.
Okay, thanks. No, we're going to talk about Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly and the diss track war. So, this feud started.
We're going to fall out here. Because I think you've said this before. I think you fall into that category of people like, oh my God, MGKs were so sick.
Okay, no, but yes at the same time. But I'll get into that, and I think you'll understand at least where I'm coming from. Definitely feeling a little bit pissed.
It's the Baileys. The fake Baileys, man.
Okay. Right. Let's fucking wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here, by the way, guys, and we really appreciate it. And please continue to hang
Let's
out with
fucking
us.
wrap this up. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in.
Had to preface that. It's really hot in here, man. I think I'm gonna have to buy a
bacon,
fan.
Yeah.
I've got a fan in the front.
It
like,
won't
in the other
sound
room,
great
so,
on the
like,
mic.
okay. Yeah. Anyway, look, this feud started.
Did it?
It started.
We're all waiting, Will.
So it started back when MGK in 2012 fired off a tweet basically calling Eminem's daughter Hailey hot.
Okay.
Side note: have you seen Eminem's daughter Hailey now?
I think I saw her at her wedding.
Yes, that's when I saw her. I was there.
Um,
I was there. I was the usher. I was usher. Yeah.
not
That
to
was
be a
the
prick.
worst.
I don't think Kim. You know Kim.
Hailey's mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know her.
Like I don't think she's the most attractive lady. But like, do women look at Eminem and think, "Oh God, what a sort, what a spicy little"?
Why you? I'm a bloke.
No, I know you are, but is Eminem like? Is he attractive?
I think
he's fit.
I don't like him with a beard.
No, that doesn't work. And I think it's one of those like turkey beards.
You think he paid for that? Because if he paid for that, he got ripped the fuck off.
Or maybe because it's brown, but I guess his hair's not really bleached
It's almost.
blonde.
I think it's like my beard though. It's a little bit. It's too. There's too many gaps, so it looks like it's not a full beard.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're slagging off Eminem's beard, which is a really off thing to do because it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, and I love Eminem. So
I fucking love Eminem. Come on.
right. So MGK is being a twat, and he's tweeting saying Hailey's fit. It is what it is. You know, he's young and he's
closer to her age, isn't he?
He's a douchebag. And I can say this because we've all seen. Well, I say we've all. If you haven't, go to it'll be on somewhere on Jackmate's Jackmate from Jackmate's Happy Hour podcast, and other things. Go and check out his picture with Machine Gun Kelly. Like, just type it into Google or something, and you will see Jackmate, who is clearly a fan of Machine Gun Kelly, trying to take a picture with the person he is a fan of, who is just being a cunt.
Ooh.
So, like, fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, start respecting the people that fucking pay your wage.
Ooh, fire.
I'm coming for Machine Gun Kelly. He ain't coming on this podcast,
no
even if he
more
wants
Baileys
to.
for you.
Yeah. I need to calm down.
You're getting rowdy right now.
No, fuck him. No, mate, I hate that. I hate that. If you're agreeing to take a photo with someone, don't be a cunt. Like, it is a photo. It takes 3 seconds of your life. I know that it happens all the time for celebrities. I get that, right? But just say no if it's that much of an issue. Just say no and tell them to fuck off and then leave it at that. Don't then have a picture that goes out on the internet to everyone showing the whole world how much of a dickhead you really are. Anyway.
You okay? Do you want a minute?
Got that fly. Let me just...
Do you want a Baileys?
I've finished mine, mate.
Yeah, I can tell. You're getting rowdy.
Right, I'll leave it alone. Love you, Machine Gun Kelly. If you really want to come on the
fucking
podcast,
love you, mate.
we love you, mate.
You're
Rap
sick.
Devil, that was such a good track, man. Fuck.
This is where I get off, right? What is he? What is the genre?
Well, we'll get
'Cause,
into
like,
that.
The fucking heavy shit I like.
We'll get into that
When?
because that is, I think, a catalyst of this. So,
Okay.
and I don't know whether that's like a retreat from rap because he lost so hard, or like that probably gives away my position on this a little bit.
Christ, go on.
Right. So he's called Eminem's daughter hot. Eminem obviously doesn't take too kindly to this, and in 2018, during the release of Kamikaze, he drops the track Not Alike, where he raps, "You're a deadbeat dad.
Ooh.
You're like a dumb llama to me." I don't know the relevance of that particular line in amongst this, but he also says, "So what is so what good is a fucking machine gun when it's out of ammo? Had enough of this tatted up mumble rapper just coming at MGK like hard." Also, I'm sorry that I'm like not saying that properly. I'm dyslexic and reading pages is really fucking difficult for me. So
It's not the Baileys, I swear.
no, don't blame the alcohol. We're probably gonna have to not talk about drinking alcohol in the future.
Brilliant.
Just because of guidelines on YouTube and things.
Well, you can cut all this out, because this is boring as fuck.
Okay. He also said he'll have to fuck Kim in my flannel, and I'll give him my sandals, because he knows.
What?
Because he knows, long as I'm shady, he's gonna have to live in my shadow.
Fair.
Okay. So that's where M stands on this. after essentially
Did
MGK just tweeting that his daughter's hot.
But did he
which
tag him in
technically
it?
is... Well, I don't
Did
know
he
about
at
that.
him?
I don't think he added him, but I think he just said that Hailey's hot. And technically, that's a compliment. But I guess if you're a protective father and it's Machine Gun Kelly that's coming after your kid, then you're probably going to want to slap back. Anyway, Machine Gun Kelly strikes back with Rap Devil. Now, I like Rap Devil. I don't think it is a better diss track than anything Eminem comes back with or has gone in with, but I like it for the songwriting on it, essentially.
You could write it.
Easily.
So, why are you bound down to it?
I'm not bowing down to it. I'm not folding myself in half and being like, Machine Gun Kelly, here.
You're doing
I
a J.
fucking
Cole.
love you. But like at the same time, I think it was catchy to me.
Fair.
And that's that. Like, I find songs catchy. Sue me.
I thought it was like a guy trying to pretend to be a rapper. Like, know your place, do you know what I mean?
Let me read you some. I mean, he takes aim at Eminem, his age and his career choices. So let me read you some lines from that. Now tell me, what do you stand for? I know you can't stand yourself. Trying to be the old you so bad, you stan yourself. Stan as in.
I get it.
My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why
You stan yourself. There's no double meaning to that.
I mean, there is technically.
What?
If you stan something, you fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fair.
I wonder if that is like the modern usage of that is actually a reference to Eminem. Because you hear like modern influencers saying like I stan you and stuff. Like I fully support you.
Oh shit!
Is that a fucking Eminem rap? Have we just
like
only
it.
just figured that out? Are we old?
It's like Cap.
What is Cap from?
YouTube.
Yeah, but like, are you just saying it's like Cap, but don't actually have anything?
No,
any reason why it's being called Cap?
No, I just think that's dead. But
Yeah.
if people use stan as in that meaning, then fair play.
If they're using it as an Eminem thing, I'm fully on fucking board with that saying.
Same.
Fair play. I stan you, man. As in, I'm gonna fucking kill myself and my wife for you, man.
Get her in the boot, lively.
So that line questions Eminem's authenticity and suggests he is clinging on to his past personas. Another line is, both of us single dads from the Midwest, we can talk about it. Or we could get gully, I'll size up your body and put white chalk around it.
Fair.
This line, their shared background as single dads from the Midwest, implying a potential for understanding or confrontation. The video obviously goes viral because it just did. Like, I think it's because someone actually dared to stand up to Eminem,
Yeah.
and it actually sounded all right. Like, it wasn't amazing, but it was all right. It was a good effort. There's been a lot worse. So Eminem decides to respond with Kill Shot. And we all know how the fuck that went.
No brainer on that.
It's Merciless, diss track that destroys MGK with bars about his height, appearance, and career. Let me give you some of those fucking bars. Here we go. How you gonna name yourself after a damn cun, but have a man bun?
Like that.
Boom.
Is he small?
Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
I actually think I thought he was quite tall, but I have no idea. He could be a fucking midget. I don't think I can say midget. Will from the future. Cut that bit out. Fuck me. It's your moment. This is it. As big as you're going to get, so enjoy it. Have to give you a career to destroy it. Classic Eminem. And then, I'd rather be 80-year-old me than a 20-year-old you.
Fair. I mean, just don't even come at Eminem. You know what I mean?
I mean, why would you come at the person who has made a career at being able to come at people?
This, for me, and this isn't the most exciting explanation, but sadly, I think it was both had albums coming out. hype up the press.
Did Machine Gun Kelly have an album coming out?
That's what I heard.
Fair. I mean, look, it's the smartest thing to do.
Podcast, he had an album coming out.
The research says, look, despite the sharpness of Eminem's responses, Machine Gun Kelly did hold his ground, saying M's lyrics were weak. However, the aftermath, Eminem definitely won that feud. Like, it's undeniable. Literally everyone online said the same thing, that Machine Gun Kelly was essentially playing at it, and M was the real deal, as he's always been, and just fucking served it to him. However, it did enhance Machine Gun Kelly's career. Like, it just did. Like, you don't to come.
He was pretty big though, wasn't he, by then?
But only for his rap stuff, and I feel like almost this kind of pivot into pop punk, and we'll come on to that in a sec, has opened up this whole different avenue where he's almost kind of going down that young blood route.
Yeah, they've done a song together, haven't they?
So he did, yeah. So he pivoted into pop punk, as I said. Did songs with like Travis Barker on the drums, I'm pretty sure.
That's a tune.
Yeah. Halsey, that one's sick. You want me to forget you?
Yeah.
So forget me too.
So was he not doing any of that before?
No, he was doing straight rap, and then he did Tickets to My Downfall, which is, to be fair, it's the most simplistic pop punk, but I love it. It's good. Like, it's good pop punk.
It's poppier pop punk.
Yeah. The beef.
Travis Barker. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty sick.
I mean, I guess when you're that big, it's not that hard to get Travis to come and feature on a song.
And they double date, don't they? It was him and
yeah.
Who was it? Him and Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, and then
Travis and Kardashian.
And yeah,
Chloe.
Yeah,
Courtney.
Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe. Courtney and Chloe.
Courtney.
Both.
Don't you think it's weird how
Was
they've
it
gone
Kim
from
on the
like
side?
all gone from like big basketball types and like to like who's that?
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
What the fuck is right?
Do you know what I
Can
mean?
anyone females listen? Any women,
Please?
any women that are watching this, can you explain to me the attraction to Pete Davidson? I know I'm a little bit late to the game by asking this question so late on, but there is just this
they've done now.
unreal. I mean, is it that he's just tall and he's confident and he's funny, like, which makes sense, to be fair?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a craze.
My opening kind of like intro to Pete Davidson was him talking, like, joking and being joked at about his dad dying in 9/11.
Is that true?
Yeah, his dad was a firefighter in 9/11.
Savage, man.
And unfortunately passed away. But he's like, and I think for me, it's like his way of dealing with it is by being okay with that, and I think that's actually a really impressive thing. So fair play to you, Pete. He would be class to come on the podcast.
We love you, Pete.
I would love to know his dream concert. I think that would be actually like a really good.
I bet he loves Blur.
You're a cunt.
And radio.
Right, where are we? Yeah, beef is largely considered over, because why would they fucking carry that shit on? Although MGK continues to express disdain for M's tactics. And so
what do you expect?
Yeah, man. What do you fucking expect?
Don't go toe to toe with the big dog.
There's just no point. Like, you're never gonna win.
No.
Well, I think we'll probably call it a day there. We're not gonna say goodbye just yet, because I want to speak a little bit to these guys.
Oh.
We're at the end of the episode, so thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you for putting up with our rambling, me having a go at Machine Gun Kelly. I did get a little bit irate there.
You did, but I put that down to the
Faileys.
Yeah.
That is good Faileys, by the way.
It's top notch.
It's good Faileys.
It's up there.
Yeah. It was next week we've got guests coming on, and we've got guests coming on for a fair few episodes. So please come back and try out one of those episodes as well, because they're really interesting. We've got some really amazing guests this season.
Who have we got next week?
So next week we have Toby Sebastian joining us. And so for anyone who doesn't know who Toby is, he is an actor. He is a musician. He has starred in things like Game of Thrones. He's been in movies with Samuel L. Jackson,
Yeah, John Travolta. Loads.
mate, Jessica Alba. Like he's been in a lot of stuff.
His music as well. That new album he's got coming out.
So let's talk about that.
Unreal.
So on the 4th of April, the episode is coming out next Wednesday, which I believe is the 2nd of April. Correct? Yeah, sure.
Could be.
And Toby's new album, Eyes Light Up, comes out on the 4th. And I would really appreciate it if you all took the time after watching our episode with him to jump on his Spotify and just go and give it a little listen. Because we've been fortunate enough to hear it before release, and it's awesome. It's a really
so
great album.
good.
There's some great songs. Listen to, I'll say it for you, Una. Listen to
what
Una.
a
And my favourites were Daddy Daddy and there was one more that I really liked. I think it was Una, to be fair.
Una's a tuner.
Una's a banger. Yeah, I think Una was my flat out favourite. But then also Daddy Daddy was quite cool as well. So please go and listen to it. It's called Eyes Light Up. It's out 4th of April. Join us next week for our episode with Toby. We had a really good laugh. We had a good chat about let's just say recorders.
Yeah.
Recorders at Glastonbury. Come check that out. It's a good episode.
That was hilarious.
And obviously, please, do what you can to support us. Go and follow us. Leave us a little comment somewhere. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube. It's all free. It doesn't cost you a penny, and it helps us out massively in proving that we are somewhat okay at doing this. This episode may have not proven that, but we'll get there in the end, and I hope that next week you'll be able to see that. But thank you so much. And
thank you, everybody.
See you next time. Adios.